My brothers and sisters, today I'd like to talk about finding peace of mind during this lockdown, or at least trying. How do we go about doing this? I will share this little story with you. It was a beautiful, sunny and calm day, and the Guru was just done meditating on the shores of a small lake. The waters was calm, still and smooth like a mirror, and the air was filled with the sweet sounds of happy flying birds. But soon he was approached by a young man who looked very troubled. The Guru turned his gentle eyes upon the young man and asked him if he needed help. And he smiled and tilted his head slightly as the young man quietly began to tell him about his many troubles in his youthful life. He seemed to be in his mid-20s and seemed so confused as he poured his heart out, telling his story of sadness, and eventually ended with the statement that maybe life is not even worth living. To which the teacher shook his head, looked at him and said, "Here, take a walk with me." He stood up, walked to the water's edge, and squatted down, while motioning to the young man to do the same. Then he said, "Pick up a rock about the size of your fist and throw it into the lake." The fellow was bewildered, but he looked around, picked up a big rock, and threw it about 10 feet into the water. It made a loud splash, disappeared below the surface, and from that spot, large ripples began to spread out. As the ripples reached the water's edge, the Guru asked the young man to reach into the water and stop the ripples. He was now even more confused, but he reluctantly dipped his right hand into the water. Of course, this action created even more ripples which clashed violently with the ripples emanating from the rock. With a perplexed look, he glanced up at the Guru with questioning eyes. The Guru looked at him gently and asked him one simple question. What could you have done to prevent the ripples in the first place? The young man thought about it for a long, quiet moment, and at last he answered, "Not to throw the rock into the water. If I had not thrown that rock, there would not have been any ripples." My brothers and sisters, we must stop throwing rocks into the calm lake of our own minds, because once you have done that, then you have all these ripples going on in your own lives. Most of the actions you take to stop them causes even more ripples. So stop throwing rocks in your lives in the first place. If we wanted peace of mind in our lives, then it means that we must stop creating havoc in our own lives. And when we do that, peace will be present. We must realize that every emotional storm which we have endured in the past or are currently experiencing even at this very moment were caused by no one else but ourselves. Do you feel burning anger? Do you feel constant pain? Do you feel overwhelming sorrow? Are you tortured by endless desires for substances and things? Are you constantly getting into arguments with coworkers, friends, and even family? Do you find yourself getting caught up in the circles of gossip which keeps your life in that constant turmoil? Do you oftentimes feel small, unloved, and alone? Does it seem like life is just out to get you? And do you feel that there is no sense of direction in your lives? If you are affected by any of these kinds of feelings, you must remember that these are all internal feelings which are caused by you in your own mind. They were not put there by someone else. It is how we react to situations, circumstances, and experiences outside of ourselves in our external world which causes all of these reactions and feelings inside of us. Remember, nobody comes into your lives and make you unhappy. You do that all on your own. You make a conscious choice to be happy or to be unhappy. When you're overcome by that anger, which turns into burning rage, nobody came into your mind and planted that rage there. Again, you did that on your own. When you feel jealous of someone, or you feel that your heart has been broken, or you have feelings of distrust, these are just you reacting to situations, circumstances, and experiences with the outside world and other people around you. It is you who are throwing rocks into the calm waters of your own mind, which creates the ripples, which eventually puts you on that uncontrollable emotional roller coaster. Nobody else has done it to you. You have done it to yourself. But there is good news for you, O child of God. There is good news for all of us. The great divine, the great benefactor God has granted us with that mind. And with it, he has granted each one of us the potential and the ability to fully control the mind of ours. So far, most of us has chosen not to control it, but instead has allowed it to be controlled by everything and everyone else around us. So, not only have you been lobbing rocks into the calm waters of your own mind, but you have let others hurl boulders into your calm lake. The time to stop this is now. Our Guruji Swami Veda Bharti said so poignantly. He said, "Do not react, just think, then act." This idea is so simple to understand, but may be very difficult to put into practice. We must decide that no one else will control our minds, that no one else will be allowed to enter into our mind space, and no one else will be allowed to toss rocks into the calm waters of our minds. So, my fellow souls, if you want peace of mind, change how you interact with your outside world. Do not toss rocks into the calm lake of your mind. Do not allow others to throw rocks into the calm lake of your mind. Do not start the storm or the ripples yourself and then expend your limited time and energy trying to stop something that you yourself have started. Do not react, but instead stop, think, and then act. And if you do this, coupled with your prayers and practice of contemplative mind or meditation, you will be certain to achieve your own peace of mind. As soon as you can dedicate some time to practice doing this, I urge you to make a concerted effort to do so, and hopefully when we will have emerged from this hectic time, we will be prepared for life with a stronger mind, a firm resolve, and a calm demeanor and approach to life itself. Om Shantihi, Shantihi, Shantihi. Om.